Hi there, Pisces. This is Miss Joan, Miss Joan's Tarot on the Hill, and I'm here to talk to you about January 2023. Happy New Year! We have made it. We have said goodbye to 2022, which was a very growing year. Yes, lots of work done. And I am programming these cards for you as we speak. So yes, we're going to set these aside now, and we're going to use those for the overview. But at the end of the overview, we'll do the first week of January, being the 1st through the 7th. There will be 4 weeks this month, so there will be 4 columns. And we will go deep on the very first week at the end of this video right away. All right? So let's go ahead and get this going on. Alrighty then, so we're going to set these cards aside, and we will get to those later. I'm going to go ahead and lay these out, and while we're doing this, I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to tell you about how I didn't do my homework this past month, and I have not yet posted any information on my website about the classes I'm going to be teaching at the end of January. So my bad, right? But I am going to post that this week, probably. When I say this week, I mean the week between Christmas and New Year's, because that's where I'm at right now, physically, is then. So I will be doing my homework soon, and hopefully by the time you see this video, you'll be able to find it on the website, all right? It's technology, man. I'm having to learn some things about how to program or record classes so that I can keep people involved even if they're not in my time zone. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool, and it's going to happen. Don't be alarmed. Everything is going to come together quickly. I'm excited about that. I'm going to set these aside. We're done with them, and we have the 4 weeks in front of us for January. So let's look at this. All right, Pisces. Right now, there's the very first week of January, 1st through the 7th, there's going to be something going on where you're going to want it to go a certain way. You're going to have your way in your mind, and you're not going to be interested in anyone else's way. So you're going to be kerfuffled as things kind of go differently, and you're not going to have a lot to say about it. It's going to be sort of a thing that's happening around you. You will be fighting for your ideas. The Knight of Wands is here telling me that you are going to be combative and irritated by the fact that things are not going the way you planned it. There's that wonderful sensation that you know better than everybody else. And in some cases you do. But it always means that there's this opportunity now for other people to learn through experience that their way isn't the right way. And sometimes that's how people need to learn. They can't learn just by you saying, oh, by the way, if you do it that way, it's not going to work. You do it your own way all the time, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So other people are in this moment needing to learn through experience, and you need to let that be, okay? Step out of the way of that. There is the King of Cups here as your solution, saying that there's going to be a like-minded, an emotionally based male in your world who is able to relate to what you're saying. So you have a buddy, a pal in this mess. I want you to connect with that person so that you can maybe vent out whatever's making you crazy and frustrated. And whether or not you have any control over the situation, and I don't think you do, that you'll be able to process the information and let it kind of roll through, all right? And it'll be okay. As people learn to trust and understand you, they will begin to want to follow your lead. But little by little, it all gets done. Little by little, it all gets done, okay? Just try not to be too combative, all right? You might get yourself in trouble. The Queen of Pentacles, the next week over being the 8th through the 14th of January, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is going to be a lady who's all about the money, who is going to be stepping up and saying, hey, we need to talk to you about this money situation, and we're going to get on the same page about the money, and everything's going to be all about the money. Please pay attention to me. I'm talking to you about the money. You need to pay some attention to this lady, all right? She's going to have control in some way over your money. Things will not go quickly. The Eight of Wands is here to say that things are going to be stalled out. There's part of you that wants things to go very quickly. You want instantaneous gratification, and that's normal. It's ordinary. But it's not really happening this time, so you need to sort of give her a minute to do her thing, okay? Getting in her face, being confrontational isn't going to be beneficial in this moment of now. Just be aware of that and be open to the possibilities that if you just take a step back, let her do her thing, everything will come out the way it's supposed to, all right? Because the Star card is here to tell me that, yes, indeed, things will be getting easier because you've done the hard work already. So whatever's left is just going to be minor details, but that's why we have her in our lives, is so she can take care of the minor details. Hunt them down, read through the fine print, and find the minor details. But all the heavy lifting's done, and you can just relax now. That's wonderful news. Excellent. Yay. Good job. This week is interesting in that I feel like paperwork and stuff is happening, so that's cool, all right? The 15th through the 21st, we are talking about what's going on here. Let's see. We have the Six of Swords, and that is you using your power to help others. I think there's something, well, let's see. This really feels like an opportunity for you to teach. To share what you know, to share. Swords aren't usually like that, but for some reason it is. In this case, for you, this moment, the swords are knowledge. You have knowledge about power, and you're going to be sharing that power or helping somebody else with your power, right? That's very interesting. You might be able to get somebody a job who hasn't been able to get a job for a while. You might be able to be able to help others understand the job better from a new perspective. So that's good. Keep that in mind. These are all possibilities, all right? The King of Swords is here blocking you. Interesting. Meaning that there's somebody else above you who's going to be like, nope, I'm in charge. You're going to do what I tell you, and that's how it's going to go. Which might be how and why you're exactly so excited about talking about power right now, is because you're feeling quite squished. And by talking to other people about how you're feeling squished, you're educating them about how the real power structure works. It all rolls downhill. We know that. So try not to kick the cat, okay? Don't kick the people who are working for you just because you're getting kicked. True power is knowing how to absorb the bullshit and not dump it off onto the next guy down, okay? Try doing that. It's a good leadership thing. It's like, you know what? I might be having a bad day, but it doesn't mean you have to have a bad day too, all right? Because we'll get a lot more accomplished if you're not having a bad day too. Turn on a radio. Relax a little. It's going to be all right. It's okay. So now the world. The world is here to say that it's the beginning of something and the end of something. So both of these things are happening at the same time. You're finishing a cycle of some sort. There's been a cycle for you of interesting. So you're moving up. You're moving up in the ranks. So you're leaving the down there-ness behind. You're no longer going to be that guy who's always down there acting as labor. So you are now moving up to a different position where you're going to have an opportunity to not be the physical person all the time. But that means you can now stand and help others learn how to do the physical thing correctly. Ta-da! Teaching, learning. Yay, teaching, learning. I see teaching and learning happening here because you're starting this new cycle where you will need to be more involved at a different level, and you'll have to understand your power better so that you behave better. As you move up higher, you have to act differently. So you can't just be the same old guy you were before. Okay? It's interesting, it's exciting, it's different, it's frustrating, it's all those things all at once. Okay? So, okay, Pisces, let's talk about the 22nd through the 28th of January. All right? And we have the 9 of Wands showing that while you are in this new position, your ideas are still outside the norm. There have been a lot of people who learned lots of things in certain ways that don't match the way you think. And your interest in reteaching, reschooling people is it's coming through here. And you're being met with a lot of resistance because, you know, the job always got done. And people don't necessarily know how to relearn. You know, I know one way to do this and it's fine. I don't want to relearn how to do it. I just want to do it and get it done and be done with it. The reality that it's not like that is interesting. It's important for you to consider the possibilities that you might learn to be your own version of a person who goes, we're going to get the job done. Go do it. These are the parameters. Do whatever you got to do to get it done. And you no longer care so much about how other people do it as long as it gets done. This attitude would help you tremendously to move forward and be more comfortable in the universe. It's only a suggestion. It doesn't mean it's awesome. Absolutely got to be that way. If you're dealing with safety concerns, that's going to be a whole nother deal. Keep that in mind. The Knight of Swords is here to say that somebody is going to be fighting you and your power tooth and nail. They don't belong. They don't think you belong here. They don't think you're doing the right things. They think that you're a big jerk. So they're meeting up with your less pleasant side because they're in your face. And it's unfortunate because if you can keep yourself chill and let them have their thoughts and ideas and maybe try less. See, it's because your new ideas, your outside ideas, that they're like all done. They don't want to be taught new things. They don't. And maybe it's just a matter of getting as far away from that other person as possible. That's certainly a possibility. If you can work it out, great. If you can't, I would say delegate them a project that you don't have much interest in and let them do it however they're going to do it. That would be the best way to stay out of their way and get the job done. Okay? Cool. Right, here we are. And judgment is the solution. Have a little less opinion about everything that's going on with people not wanting to follow your ideas or listen to your wisdom or get in your face. You know, like, I don't need to judge you about that. You just kind of go and do something and it's okay. So however people get things done, as long as it's done, doesn't matter how per se. Okay? Once people get to know you and understand certain things about how you like things done, every person is different in how they like to get the job done. So it's okay that you are you and that you're doing what you want to do. Okay? So just pay attention to that and be aware of that. Okay? And it's all going to come together. All right? Just calm yourself down. As long as it gets done, nobody cares, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save these cards over here so that we can get into the first week of January right away. We have these pre-programmed cards, right? Dum, dum, dum. Let's talk about it. See what's coming. All the cards are going to face me. It doesn't change the meaning of the card. Just don't read them upside down. As always, if these readings resonate with you, great. Hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the bell below, and you'll get my videos once a week. That's how often I post, and that will be it. And you will be ready to go for the upcoming week. If they don't resonate with you, that's okay. Suggest me to a friend or an enemy. I don't care. I'm not judgy that way. You never know who's going to click, right? I appreciate your interest and your listening. Thank you. Let's get into this January 1st through the 7th, right? We were talking about you being hung up a little bit because the thing that there's the Fool here that's telling me that you're getting ready to start something, but that you have a lot of feelings about what you're starting, and it's because it feels, well, it's funny because we have a comfy old shoes, right? We have like, oh, this is my favorite pair. This was my favorite pair last year. And then you pull them on this year and they just don't fit. They don't fit. And you're like, what happened? My favorite pair of shoes doesn't fit. Why? Why? And the answer is your feet changed. You changed. And that's what's happening here is you think that you're going to jump into something that you know well and that everything should fit and everything should be great. And you'd be really excited and comfortable doing it, but you're not. You're not really that comfortable doing it, and it's difficult. It doesn't feel good anymore. So you're having those things, these feelings, and this sort of a resistance. That's what I'm feeling, is you're having resistance to doing what's in front of you. Even as you begin something. But you need to know that whatever this is will make sure that you have enough and that you're okay and that you have all the love, all the work, all the money, all the everything you need. You will have enough of everything, okay? So if you're currently, as we head into January, feeling that feeling of lack, that's going to turn around for you in January. So the first week, it's going to start out. It's going to get rolling real quick. Be aware, be happy, be joyful. Know that you're getting what you need and that your needs are being fulfilled. Okay? So this is good. Now let's look at what's blocking you on this first week. The Knight of Wands, we had talked about how there are going to be people who who will fight your ideas. You will have to fight for your ideas in this situation. So maybe it's because the old shoe doesn't fit very well, that you're fighting. You're fighting what's going on. You're fighting it inside yourself as much as anything else. A little bit outside too. There's the Page of Swords, so there's more information about you being in control of what's going on. And that's actually going to be like, oh God, more responsibility on top of everything else. The World card is here in the middle. And because it's here in the middle, it's talking about how it's right next to the Fool, right? It's right next to the Fool, telling you that, guess what? While you're starting this thing, it's going to be an uncomfortable start because I feel like you haven't finished something else. Something else is unfinished that's not making it easy for you to go ahead and start something new. So you're going to have an overlap of situations. Something you need to finish on top of something you're starting. So, and it's an uncomfortable start to begin with. So you're feeling very conflicted. And I want you to just acknowledge it, understand it. You could do some journaling. Get the feelings out of your head so that you've written them down and you don't have to, maybe you don't have to carry it around so much. You're going to feel the feelings anyway. But maybe the anger will get out of you and you'll be like, wait, I've already accepted this. This is happening. I need to finish that other thing. I can prioritize. I can make lists of what I need to do, when I need to do them, how I get that done. so that you can finish the one thing that's blocking you from moving forward, right? But also process your feelings and remember that the reason you came to this whole situation is so that you would be more comfortable, okay? And feel more safe, okay? And we want you to feel safe. We want you and your family to feel safe. And that's what you're working towards, all right? So yes, there's more responsibility involved. Don't get cranky about it. Just know that, oh, I'm going to have more responsibility. I'm going to be more in charge. That's kind of cool. They trust you. Good job. The King of Cups, right? There's an emotionally based male in your life. It's somebody who speaks from their feelings and knows what's going on. Or it just might be somebody with male energy that you can and will want to talk to and explain what's going on and just feel those feelings, but also just vent it. Verbal ventilation is a wonderful healing tool. I want you to get into it. Talk to somebody that's not involved in all of this directly, but at least understands what you're feeling, okay? Get into that verbal ventilation and you'll feel better, okay? The King of Pentacles is here also saying that there's going to be, you are going to feel like fighting for your worth. You're going to not feel like you're getting paid enough. There's always moments, certainly, in this situation where different days, different pay scales, different this, different that. You're not going to feel like you're being appreciated properly. Do pay attention to that. And it looks like if you step up to the plate and say, look, this thing requires a little bit more, okay? I deserve a little bit more for this if I'm going to do this, okay? And what's interesting is the Ace of Pentacles is here saying someone's going to hear you and say, absolutely, this is definitely something more. So we're going to make sure you get more, okay? One way or another, you'll either get quiet bonuses or a little bit of this or a little bit of that, or maybe some extra days, so that you can eventually end up with enough money to feel as comfortable as you feel like you ought to and feel appreciated. So this is very good news, very excellent stuff, and I'm excited for you. All right, this is a good week. Okay, good for you, Pisces. And we will see you next week for the 8th through the 14th. Thank you.